Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today I am super excited because I am back building in Moonwood Mill. Now, if you don't know, I recently did another video where I also built in Moonwood Mill, and I did this like big post-apocalyptic base with a hospital attached, which I honestly absolutely loved building. It was so much fun, and I got a lot of comments saying that you guys really enjoyed it and that people really wanted to see me do more post-apocalyptic builds. Now, I know that it wasn't long since I posted that one, but honestly I think it just inspired me so much. You know how sometimes you just get into this groove of like this one theme and you're like, yeah, that's what I want to do. That's been me recently. I can't get post-apocalyptic out of my mind, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do another one. Now for this one, you can see that I am building in a very different lot. I actually don't think I've ever built in this lot. This is the lot that's at the very top right of Moonwood Mill. And I usually, when I build here, I build on the very big lots. So this was a nice little challenge. Sometimes I find it difficult to keep my builds very small, and this was a really good way for me to build one that wasn't massive, but like I was able to play with the space really nicely. So for this one, I'm so excited. Oh, by the way, the lot name is at the top. I believe that says the Collective Cabin. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, that's the lot name. If you do want to download this and place it in your game, it should be on the gallery. I will triple check after I upload this. But yeah, it should be on the gallery. But yeah, I'm super excited about this build because it's actually a family home. So that might sound a little bit crazy, but hear me out. So I thought it would be nice, instead of doing like my last one where it was a base for lots of people, for me to do one that is for a family. And this actually contains 8 Sims, which I thought was really cool. And this is one of my favorite family dynamics I have ever done. Now, I was able to be really creative because we're in a post-apocalyptic setting. I was really creative with the family and what I wanted to do for it, and the ideas just kept coming, and I'm just so excited to talk about it. I'll go in more depth when we start to head on to the inside, because I feel like that would be the best time to kind of explain the bedrooms and things, the situations. But yeah, the dynamic is really fun. I absolutely love like what I went with. I just really like this build, and I was so happy because do you ever like have this idea in your mind and you're like, I want to build something, I have this good idea, but then you can't really translate it very well to the Sims? That's what I get quite a lot, and I was really worried this was going to be one of those times, but honestly I managed to translate it from my brain to this very well and I don't know how. But I was so happy. Now, I just kept adding things. I played around with the terrain tool, the terrain manipulation tool, so much in this, which I love because if you don't know, I love using this tool. I've not used it in a while because I've been doing a lot of recreational builds, more like, you know, renovating the Goth's house or the BFF household, which was my recent one, for example. And yeah, I haven't really been playing around with terrain and like doing really creative things. And sometimes I get like just this wave of, I want to do something very creative. I want to do something that, you know, contains the terrain tool, and I don't know, I think I've not used it in a while like properly like this, so this was really fun. It was very refreshing to like go back to it and sort of, I don't know, use it again. But yeah, it's definitely inspired me to do more builds where I use this tool because I love it so much. I forgot how much I love it. But yeah, anyway, for this build, I'll kind of talk about how I done it. I mean, you did just see me place everything, but it was probably a little bit fast. So what I did was I took out all of these containers. Now these containers are from the Eco Lifestyle pack, and they are in the debug menu. Now I use the Twisted Mexi mod. I definitely recommend it if you want to use debug and stuff. It's really good because it categorizes it all for you. I used that and I brought them all out. And I just placed them down how I kind of thought looked nice. And then with my room like the room tool where you can place down actual rooms. I put them in between, placed them on top, and then I just used the actual containers to kind of blend in my rooms, because although we have like the same walls, they're not exactly the same and they don't have like the metal beams on them. So I thought it was nice to do a mixture of the eco lifestyle ones and then also just my rooms. Now I am using the eco lifestyle wallpaper as well, and also this is the eco lifestyle door, and I'm not too sure about the thing above the door, the like awning. I'm not too sure what pack that is from actually, but yeah, I'm trying to think, but I actually have no idea. I have a few packs coming to mind, but I don't know. I don't actually know exactly what one it is, but yeah, now I went around this build with lots of things like solar panels. I thought they were very realistic. They also have this little bridge, as you can see, coming out at the side there, and it leads to this little how would I explain it, like this little rocky hill, and on top of that there's a water generator. There's also, I think, a power generator, and then they've got a little flag, because I just thought maybe they've got a little flag to show where they are, and then they've got like their solar panels. I also placed a little train, and then I put the carriages at the back there that you probably just seen. Now, the reason for this is because I really had this sort of idea for surroundings in my brain, and I was like, I would love if it was near a train track. Maybe it was abandoned, maybe like, I don't know, like I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe like this was some sort of landfill site, which would explain like the containers, but then I don't know, maybe something happened where there was a train, because it's post-apocalyptic, so for all we know this train had crashed, or maybe the train was just not functioning anymore and these containers happened to be there, and you know, the family that lived here managed to build them up themselves. I don't know, I didn't think as deeply into that as I did like this the family dynamic, but I'm thinking something along those lines. I don't think it's too unrealistic. Now I know a lot of people are gonna yell at me because I did not put fences around this build. I know. So we spoke about this. If you didn't see the last video, the last post-apocalyptic builds, I should say, people were saying, you know, there should be fences, because if it was something like zombies, I mean, we'll get into that. We'll get into what apocalypse this is. But we're saying if it was something like zombies, you would want there to be fences, right? And we would, but I just didn't like how they looked around the build. So in my brain, maybe there's a bit of extra space, and maybe there's a fence somewhere that you just can't see. I don't know, you can go about this however you like, but yeah, I know some people will be sad that I didn't place fences. Haven't I learned? I know, I really should have, but I did try and place them, and honestly I just didn't like how they ended up looking, so I took them away. But yeah, I did try. Now, in terms of what kind of apocalypse this is why the fences is kind of important to people, because in terms of like a zombie apocalypse, you would need fencing. If you've ever seen The Walking Dead, if you've ever seen any zombie show, they need fencing. Like, that's how they defend themselves. Now, I was thinking some sort of apocalypse like the zombies, but I don't know if necessarily zombies I was going for. Now, we spoke about before all the different types that there is. Like, post-apocalyptic could be anything. The Maze Runner's post-apocalyptic, so is like Snowpiercer, like that's post-apocalyptic, but it's not the same as your typical zombies. I mean, I guess the Maze Runner has like cranks, so they're kind of like your zombies that have like the flare virus. But yeah, we kind of talked about last time how there's different kinds. You get like you can get like viruses, kind of like if you've seen The Last of Us or played The Last of Us, that's like a virus for the cordyceps. It could be something like that as well, which again is like zombies. But yeah, you can get things that are more viruses, kind of like Planet of the Apes as well. That was like a virus that pretty much reverted humans to only be able to act like apes, essentially, and apes were able to act like humans, which, yeah, very scary. Like, you know, Planet of the Apes is crazy. I personally love it so much, but yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I would love to hear what you think this apocalypse is. In my mind, I was like, maybe zombie, it would make sense, but then at the same time, the lack of security, maybe it could be something else. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you think. Now, I am moving on to the inside. As you can see, I'm just creating a little floor plan here, and I really enjoyed creating this floor plan. I originally was going to make all of the rooms just be like the containers, but then I didn't really like that. I didn't want to have like bright orange and bright green rooms. So what I did is I put wallpaper in rooms like bathrooms and bedrooms, and then I kept this like metallic to things like the living room and hallways and things, and then I changed the floor into this really nice one from Outdoor Retreat, I believe this is from, which I absolutely love. I don't use it too often, but I felt like it looked really nice here. Now, I will say, before I go into the family dynamic, the kitchen ends up being on the 3rd floor. Now, yes, it probably should have been on the 1st floor, but I ended up putting a bedroom there, and I felt like the room was a little bit too small for a kitchen, which is why I did a bedroom. But also, with the kitchen being on the 3rd floor, it's actually really accessible to everyone, because there's people on the bottom floor, there's people on the 4th floor, and then there's people on like the middle floor. So it is quite accessible to everyone in the house. So I feel like it's okay, like we can forgive it. But we've got the living room on the bottom floor, and we also have like a desk kind of office area down here as well. So yeah, but anyway, I am going to go into the family dynamic because I'm really excited to talk about it, and you can watch me decorate the bottom floor, which just consists of the living room, a little office area, and then a bedroom, and then a little hallway. So here's what I was thinking. So this is an 8-sim household. This is full. We've got everyone. Now, I just love this so much. So on the bottom floor, we've got the 2 parents. Now, I was thinking about having it so that there was only one parent, but the story just seemed too sad to me, so I was like, no, okay, we're gonna have both parents. So we've got mum and dad, or you know, anyone, just 2 parents on the bottom floor. And then on the 2nd floor, we have a son. And then we also have 2 girls, but here's the difference. So the son is an older son. I'm thinking he's probably a teenager. But the 2 girls, one of them is she belongs to the mum and dad of the family, like she always has, and she's quite young. I think she's probably like maybe 8 or something, but they actually ended up finding another girl when they were out, and I don't know if this was maybe earlier on or if this was once they'd kind of made their community here, if this was after they'd sort of created a home for themselves. I don't know if it was maybe before that or if it was after, but yeah, they found this girl and she was just all on her own. She was of course like, underfed. She was struggling, and I'm thinking this girl was probably a little bit older than their daughter. So if their daughter's 8, I was thinking about 12. They maybe found her when she was a little bit younger, maybe like 10. And she's been here like 2 years. But yeah, I was thinking she's around that age. She was struggling. She didn't have anyone. I'm guessing that like her family, didn't make it, or she ended up getting separated from them for some reason, which is very, very sad. But she shares a room with their daughter, and their daughter is a little bit younger, and I feel like she's just the nicest girl ever. If you've ever played The Walking Dead and Clementine, I feel like she is like Clementine. If you've not played that, I pretty much just see her as this sweet little girl. She's got amazing manners. She's very like shy and nice. I mean, that's not Clementine later on in the series, but in the first game, yeah, very, very young, just you know, very innocent, doesn't really understand everything that's going on, and yeah, is just very thankful for this family that have taken her in. I absolutely love that part of this dynamic. I just thought it was so sweet, and I think her and the younger sibling get along really, really nice. And then of course there's the older son. So I was thinking he's a teenager, and I think that he is honestly very protective of both sisters. Although he's not known the older one very, very long, he does really care. He has this like protection for them, and I think he's really nice. Again, I don't think he's super like horrible or argues with his siblings too much. I think when it comes to an apocalyptic setting, you're probably a bit toned back. You're probably like, you know, you're just kind of trying to get through everything, and that's what I was thinking. So I feel like all the kids are very like nice and they have good manners, but yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Sorry, I try to describe it the best I can so that you can really feel immersed and imagine it. Hopefully it's not too annoying the way I talk about it, but this is the parents' bedroom. So they stay in here. They're on the bottom floor, which I thought made a lot of sense. But yeah, the other people in the family. So we have mum, dad, son, and the 2 girls. There is also a uncle. Now the uncle is on the top floor, and I was thinking that the uncle is the dad's brother. I think that the dad and the uncle had another brother, and sadly, you know, he's not here anymore. He's not with us. But he's now got just his one brother, and he stays on the very top floor. I think that he is kind of more of a grumpy guy. I don't know, I think that he definitely cares and stuff, but I just think he's a very grumpy guy. He maybe doesn't agree with everything. He's a bit, I don't know, he just wants to do his own thing, and he maybe doesn't agree with like how they're going about things, so that probably starts up a little bit of drama within the household. But yeah, he stays on the top, and I think he is very grateful that the mum and the dad did decide to sort of help him, and you know help him to survive. I don't know if they were with him from the start or if they like found him later on, but I would imagine they were probably with him to begin with. But yeah, I think he's like a grumpy guy, but you know, at the end of the day, he's probably quite good. I think he's good with the kids, and yeah, I think he really gets along with the older son. I feel like they kind of like hang out, although I think the older son's a bit like, okay, I mean, I don't really know what to talk to you about, but but yeah, I think it's kind of like a cute little dynamic like that. And then also on the top floor, there's going to be a grandparent. Now, I was thinking a granddad, but you could do a gran if you wanted to. And for that, I was thinking it's the mum's parent. So I was thinking the mum's dad. It could also be the mum's mum. Honestly, whatever you think works best. But yeah, I thought it would be really nice if she had like maybe her dad, and then the husband has his brother, and then they both kind of have someone, and then they have their kids. No, I don't know like if you have a completely different story in mind, or you have a completely different dynamic you want to go for. I completely get that. You can do whatever you want. You can change whatever you want in this. I will not be offended, don't worry, but I did think it was a really cute dynamic. Now, the last sim, you've probably guessed it by things I have placed, but it is in fact a dog. Now, I think that this was not a family dog before. I think that they found this dog. I think that, you know, it was sitting in the woods. It was just trying to eat whatever it could come by. I think it was maybe a little bit aggressive at first, because it was like, who are these people, you know, very on guard, and the family just, you know, they got it to earn its trust, and now it's in the household and they love it so much. I think it's a big dog. I think it's a big sort of dog. I didn't really think of a specific breed, but I don't know, I'm thinking like a big dog. Like a big, like, I don't know. I have a few like breeds in mind, but I don't know the specific kind. But I think it would be like maybe like a sandy colour. But yeah, that's what I thought would be really nice. And also I think it brings the spirits up for the kid. You know, they've got a dog, they can play around with it. I think the dog is also very good because it's very alert to any danger. So again, I don't really know what kind of apocalypse this is, but if it is your typical like zombie apocalypse, it will be very alert to danger. So I think that works really nicely. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think of that dynamic. I think it's very cool. Now, I want to take this little moment to just make a little small announcement. And that announcement is that I have actually just uploaded a shell challenge. Now, if you don't know what a shell challenge is, I'm gonna pop the little picture on screen. But what it is I created a little room of this random shape. And the idea is that you can download that from my gallery. It's on there right now. My gallery ID is just iHanza. So if you go on, you should be able to find it. But if you go on there and download it, you can make this room into whatever you like. You can make it a bathroom, a bedroom, a gaming room, a library, a gym, literally anything you can think of. Make it into that. There's just a few rules. So if you go over to my Instagram, I've got like all the rules in place, but some of the rules might be like you can't change the wall height. You're not allowed to take away any walls or add any walls. However, you can add fences. That's some of the rules I have in place. The room does not need to be functional either. Someone commented that on my Instagram and I was like, oh, I should have explained that. It doesn't need to be functional. But I thought this would be really cool. I've never done a shell challenge before. You've got until the, I believe the 12th of August to do it if you would like to participate. So yeah, definitely mark that down in your calendar if you do want to do it. And just make sure to use the hashtags that I have set. You can see those over my Instagram as well. But yeah, just if you wanted to do it, I thought I'd let you know. I did also upload it to my community tab, so you can see it on there if you want to. But I just wanted to tell you because I'm super excited about it. I've never done a shell challenge before, and I've taken part in other people's, and it's been so fun, but I've never done one of my own, and I just thought it would be so nice. So yeah, hopefully you guys like it. Now back to the build. I am doing something I don't usually do, and that is showing me building a bathroom. I never do that. Like normally I'll just completely cut them out because I think they're a bit boring, but I decided to include it. I don't know what got into me, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to show you guys me doing the bathroom. So I show you me doing the two bathrooms on this floor. So the older son has a ensuite, lucky him, and then the rest of the family has this one on the second floor, and then there's also a bathroom on the fourth floor as well. And I don't think there's one on the third. On the third is really just like a little kitchen and dining space, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, this is the older brother's bathroom. I think they're very cute actually. I really like the way they look. Oh, also, I think this is actually the first build that I've done on my new PC. You can let me know if you think it looks any different. It might not look much different, I don't know. To me, I can see the difference. I think because I'm so used to like my old PC, I can definitely see the difference, and it feels a lot smoother when I'm playing. Okay, it did crash today actually. I was building a build for you guys, which hopefully will go out soon after this one, and then the game decided, you know what I'm gonna crash, and it did in fact crash, and then I was very sad. Luckily there wasn't too much that I had to fix, like I had to add back in, but yeah. But on the most part, this has just been so much smoother, this PC, and has made it so much easier for me to build. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. But yeah, if you can notice the difference, that's why, and if not, then yeah. You probably can't, but yeah. Anyway, we're on the third floor now. So this, as you can see, is space for the kitchen. Also, there ends up being a little dining space, and then also there's a little area where your sons can sit and they can go out onto that patio, or they can sit on like the roof. Now that little patio, the bit that's like a bridge leading over to the little water generator that I talked about earlier, this is really cool because what I decided to do, I had noticed, like, you know, there's not loads of room for a dining table. And I was kind of struggling because I was like, this is a family of 8 Sims, like there's not a lot of room. What am I going to do? I mean, one of the Sims is a dog, but this is a family of 7 Sims. What if you kind of want a lot of them to be eaten together? So I decided to add a little table out onto that bridge, and this can only seat how many is it? 6, but I did put a little table on the inside as well, which can hold 3, so you can have your Sims either in here or you can have them outside or both. And I thought this would be really cool, and like, I don't know, just like a nice thing so that they can go outside and eat their food there. It also just gives them a place to eat it, because with it being on the 3rd floor, it's a little bit awkward for them to like bring down to people and stuff, whereas they can just put it on that table outside, call people to the meal, and it will be so much easier for gameplay. That's something that I try and be very mindful about when I'm building these things, like how is it going to be gameplay wise. Sometimes I'll do kind of like non-functional builds, such as like my Little Nightmares build, which I still love to this day. Sometimes I'll do builds like that, but I'll always state if something is going to be non-functional. I really wanted this one to be fully functional, and I play tested it with my werewolf family, and it was very, very functional, and they seem to be able to use everything, get to every floor, use every bathroom. Let me know if you do notice any problems if you download it. I'll definitely try and fix them. Sometimes I've noticed that things might work really well on someone else's, like I could play test this and it would be perfect, but someone else might try and play on it and then something doesn't function. I don't know why that happens, but I know that it can happen, so yeah. But anyway, we're cluttering up the kitchen. I love how this looks so much. I just think it's very chill. I didn't add too much clutter, to be honest, but I kind of also figured they probably don't have a lot of things because like it's post-apocalyptic. Oh, by the way, I don't think I've explained, but we are looking at a few years in, so it's definitely been a long time since the start of this apocalypse. That is how they have so many things, that's how they aren't like struggling too much, and they have like rooms for everyone. I think that they've kind of been doing this up for a very long time, so they do have a lot of things, and yeah, doesn't mean that I've built it super realistically, but you know, I wanted to do something that would be nice for gameplay, but also nice to look at, but also realistic, which I think is hard to do, but yeah, anyway, we're on the top floor now, which means we're getting to the end, which is kind of sad. But here is the uncle's bedroom. I love this room so much, probably one of my favorites, because his room doesn't look very run down. I'll be honest, his room looks really good. Like, he is living the life up here. Also, the grandparent is up here as well, the granddad, so I thought that was nice. But yeah, this is the uncle's room. I think it's very, very cute. It's very simple. I didn't add too much to this room, but I wanted to give them enough things. I didn't give absolutely everyone a TV, but I gave a few people. I was thinking that maybe they found them, managed to rewire them, because they do have a power generator outside, and they also have the solar panels. Sorry, I can't speak. They also have the solar panels, so yeah, they do have energy, they have power, and that's kind of how that works, so I thought that was cool. Yeah, I don't know, I don't even know how some of these ideas come to me, you know, like, I love to explain my process, and I think I do a good job at explaining it, but at the same time, sometimes I'm like, I don't even know how I thought of that. But I know a lot of people ask, like, you know, how do you build like this and stuff? And honestly, it's just like different things inspire me. It could even be like things that I've watched, like when I watched or when I played Little Nightmares, that's of course what inspired me for Little Nightmares. But when I had watched like The Last of Us, that really inspired me, because I was like, I love that whole vibe. I'd love to do post-apocalyptic, you know, not necessarily based around it, but just something that has that vibe to it. I guess it's just taking things like that and trying to put them into a game where you can make it make sense. By the way, I should explain, there is a bedroom next to this bedroom. That bedroom is a spare. So I was thinking that this family, they probably get like visitors. I don't think they get them too often, but maybe like a couple times a year. And so I decided to do a little spare bedroom. It's very, very plain, but I thought that would be nice. And then that way, if they ever need the extra room for someone staying over, they've got this nice little room. It's actually very cozy. I think I would feel very nice staying up here with the crazy uncle and the little granddad. But yeah, we are actually coming to the end of this video, so I do just want to say a massive thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to check out that shell challenge, please make sure to. I will definitely link my Instagram down below as always, and you can kind of check out the rules and stuff if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you getting this far, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!